You're doing good. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. Let's open it up. Can one of y'all open it up?
Okay, ready?
Yep. Let's see what it looks like.
It's gonna jump in your face.
No, just kidding. Oh damn! What the hell? Sawadee and greetings from the night market here in Sihom, Vientiane, Laos. Today I'm with two special guests, Kat and Makini from the YouTube channel
Malaysian Travelers.
I stumbled upon their YouTube channel while just scrolling YouTube, and I was like, and the title was something like "We Moved to Laos" or something like that. I was just like, "Whoa, that's awesome!" Anyway, a few days, actually the same day or the next day after that, in front of our apartment, these guys were vlogging. I'm like, I just saw them on YouTube, and here they are live. So anyway, I'm with them now, and I wanted to interview them a little bit, but this is going to be more of a conversation. Tell me what each of you like best about Laos.
I would say for me, I love how much time I have. I feel like what makes me feel fulfilled is having just enough time to do everything, and also enough time to just live and be in the present. And also, I think just coming back here to where I'm from, been from Laos, and I haven't lived here since I was 7 years old, so I think just coming here as an adult, not just that with my husband, and yeah, I think one of my favorite things is just having more time. Living in the US was like 9 to 5 life. It was rough.
Life is more slow paced here. Do you know about what they say the PDR stands for in Lao PDR?
No, I don't.
Lao PDR is Lao, please don't rush.
Oh my goodness. I'm going to use that next time.
Like, please don't rush.
Please don't rush. I love it, yeah.
So how about you? What do you like best about Laos?
The food.
The food, yeah.
Yeah, I like how it's slow pace.
Yeah.
We came from California, and traffic and like it was horrible. Working a lot, trying to we're pretty young, so trying to build our future and everything like that. Just coming here gives us the opportunity to relax a little bit, to work on some things, and honestly to plan our future is the biggest thing at a slower pace, at something that we're comfortable at. And honestly, Laos is so cheap.
It is so cheap.
Yeah,
that's like half of it, because
it is affordable.
It's like
compared to.
So that was the biggest one.
Yeah, as a very concrete, easy example, this coconut here, chilled coconut, really good, sweet, like a great coconut. This is like $1.20. This is like $5 to $15 in the U.S. Vegas, 15.
Hawaii, $15.
Yeah, if they put an umbrella on this sucker, 20. It's a whole umbrella, Anyway, you get the point. It's However, I will say though that the income levels here are, it's a third world country developing, right? Workers make $85, I hear that a lot, $100 a month, right? So there's that piece. But amazing, it sounds like you guys appreciate a slower paced existence, and it's one of the draws for you guys to Laos. First of all, let's talk about your channel. What's your channel about? And then we'll segue into the whole moving into Laos a little bit, and of course I'm gonna post a link to their YouTube channel in the description.
So we basically started YouTube about 5 months ago. It really wasn't that long ago, and pretty much our channel, we're sharing our experiences of traveling. We keep saying Southeast Asia, but it's
their countries.
But it's really Asia, because we've been to Japan, and we just want to share with people just like what it's like to live overseas. What it's like to travel long term, be a nomad, digital nomad at least, and just give people perspective into life, not just coming for 2 weeks or 1 week, or visiting like Bangkok, visiting Phuket, but like exploring the culture and
immersing yourself.
As a biracial.
As a biracial,
couple.
I was going to comment on that. Personally, I find that to be, like, for lack of a better word, it's it's interesting, right?
Yeah.
It's the dynamics, you know, makes it a little bit different from just, hey, you know, Jennifer and John, like
Yeah.
like island hopping, you know.
Yeah.
So these guys are about 15 subscribers away from the 1,000 mark
Yep.
that you
Yep.
need to be monetized. So you guys are about
Yes.
to blow up in a second here.
Yeah, it was crazy.
How do you feel about that?
We did
So-
not expect.
yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. How?
We just woke up.
yeah.
We're like, oh, whoa, okay,
Yeah.
all right.
I
They
th-
like us.
Yeah, talk to us about that video and just your reaction to
Yeah.
the response you've been getting, because they got a lot of views on that video.
Yeah, it was, like I said, we were surprised. It
2
was,
weeks ago was when we posted it.
yeah, it did a lot better than our first Bangkok video. And
Yep.
usually Thailand does really well.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And it was just tight. That's the video that we met them from. And first video in Laos, and people love it. I think, like he said, you know, being a biracial couple,
Yep.
and them seeing a black guy, and most of these people, like in their village they grew up, like
Yeah.
that's, you don't really see. Like Americans in general, we travel to Mexico and the Caribbean.
That's
Right.
it.
Yeah, this is
Europeans travel to Asia.
Yeah.
And then to go from that, and it's also a black guy coming to live in Laos, which most people
small
don't.
village.
Most people in the
Yeah.
U.S. don't know where Laos is. They don't even know it's
Yeah.
a country.
They
They
think
don't
it's-
even know we exist.
They really do not. They
But-
think, yeah.
I'll let Kat talk about that video a little more.
Yeah.
Cat
so the-
speaks loud too, by the way.
Yeah, สบายดี พี่น้องทุกคน No, I was just thinking like that video, the whole video, it was our first entire week of moving to Vientiane. It was about renovating our house. There was like cows in our front yard. It's just like showing the authentic way of life. And it was cool that it was like interesting to people, you know, because to me, I'm like, oh my gosh, if I can do this forever, let's do this, you know? And
We're not in a condo, a high rise.
No.
Yeah,
This is-
you have a yard.
yeah, we have a
huge
yard filled with
and-
cows and chickens and goats.
Yeah, it's great. It's like the simple life, right?
Yeah. And I've never lived this way before as a Lao person, like since I was little. So I think just coming here, being here, living here has also just humbled me in so many different ways as well.
So, Kat, you and I have the commonality that we both emigrated to the U.S. when we were fairly young. I was 6 or 7 years old when I left in 1979.
Yeah.
And then while I haven't moved back, although how does it feel for you as a Lao American to come back after being gone for so long? Share a little bit of insights. And granted, Laos has changed a lot.
Yeah.
There was the COVID and all of that, and inflation's crazy right now
Crazy,
and everything.
I would say one of the biggest things that surprised me, well, back in the day, the streets of where I live, it's all dirt roads. They recently, like 3-4 years ago, just paved that. So when I first came to Laos, it was still the exact same way the way I left it.
Yeah,
and I left for 16 years, and I came back 16 years later, it was still the same.
Yeah. So what? This is in Vientiane, but what?
Yeah.
What ban? Ban is a
Ban-
Lao word for neighborhood.
Ban Tadua, Ban
Ban
Pawa.
Tadua.
Yes. So Tadua is the bigger, I guess, more known, but the small village, it's Ban Pawa.
Ban Pawa. Ban Pawa. Wow, I've not heard of that one.
Yeah, it's
that
very small.
neighborhood. Okay.
It's just
Cool.
5 minutes south of the friendship border.
And you're not far from
Bridge.
the Beer Lao factory.
No, we're not.
Yeah, factory and
Yeah.
and what's that? That Buddha Park, right?
Yes, yes. We are like 5 minutes away from the food park.
You have been there,
Yeah,
right?
not been
Oh, you have not been there?
No, he hasn't been there
Oh
yet.
my goodness. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I imagine at some point you guys will do a 5 things to do in Vientiane. You know,
gonna be one of them.
Buddha Park, number
Yep.
2. So tell us a little bit about your house, where you're staying.
So this house is actually my grandmother's house. We built it in like 2000, exactly 2000, and then after that 2 years, I left. But after my grandmother died, she gave it to my mom. My mom left the U.S., and so she had to put it under her little sister's name. So it's kind of like our family home,
I see.
and no
Okay.
one's have lived in it for the past like over 10 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So sounds like it needs a little bit of TLC.
Yeah, it's been
Yep.
empty.
Yeah.
It's been empty.
It's been empty. Yeah.
Very dusty.
If you watch their video, you'll get you'll see what they're talking about.
Yeah.
It's I find it entertaining too.
So we've been renovating it
yeah,
since
yeah.
we've been here, and it's so cheap to renovate house here
Okay.
in Laos.
Not like in the U.S. It's
No,
so
no,
expensive in
no.
the U.S. Like those Home Depot and Lowe's home improvement
Yeah,
store
no.
runs, man, can be so expensive.
No, so
Yeah,
expensive,
yeah.
but no. We
Yeah.
have honestly paid under like $3,000
Wow.
to renovate this whole entire house.
How much does it cost to build a house? Granted that, I mean, there's big houses, small
Yeah, yeah,
houses,
yeah.
like in Laos.
Let me tell you. So our neighbor built his whole entire house with all the workers and materials for $22,000.
All in.
His whole entire house.
You can hardly buy
Yep.
a Kia for that price
Yeah.
nowadays, right? In the U.S. that
22
is.
grand was how much he built his house for, and it's
Wow.
really nice. Mhm.
In the U.S., it's so expensive to own
No.
a house in most any state, really. Now, like every state's expensive. You know what I mean?
$22,000, you get a roof.
Yeah, you're
Just a
right.
roof.
That's how much a roof
Yeah.
costs in America.
Yeah, it's like crazy because like you're watching this, more than likely you're from Laos and moved to the U.S. and you have family land that you haven't been to. So just think about the fact that if you have $20,000, you can build a new house on that land. If you want it to be fancier, $50,000, like pretty fancy. That house will probably cost you to build from the ground up in Seattle. Let's say 500,000. You just need 50,000 in Laos to do it.
Yeah.
And just think about that. You don't have to wait till you're 65, 67 to retire. You can retire early.
Yep.
However, I believe you have to be sort of creative, right?
Yep.
Because non-Lao citizens cannot own property.
Yes.
Would that be correct?
Yes.
You can't, but if you
There's-
were
there's a
born here
workaround.
and are a U.S. citizen now, I think you can claim nationality from the past.
If you were born here, but
Yeah,
then you
yeah.
left, like you and I,
Yeah.
there's a way to reclaim.
Yeah, as long as if your passport says that you
We're
born in Laos, because it usually says,
Uh-huh.
you usually can just, it's more paperwork, but you can apply birthright.
So can you have dual citizenship?
No dual
No.
citizenship.
You gotta drop.
They don't do that. You gotta
drop that one.
You gotta
huh?
drop
Oh, that's a tough.
But they do
that's
have
tough.
long-term.
Too strong.
Yeah,
They do
no,
have
it's not-
long-term visas, like for multiple years, as
Okay.
long as you have like a house and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. Are you going to keep making update videos about the house? Like
Yes.
where are you going with the house?
Yeah, we'll be
the
making throughout us posting videos in Laos. We'll be posting updates. Right now, I think about 85-90% of the house is done.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So we'll be making that. We'll probably make a solo video of just the updates itself because it's for the $2,000 we paid for it. It's a lot of updates and
Wow.
it's crazy.
It is so hot in Laos, which, by the way, today's the first day that I'm not sweating. Like
All the
I'm not
time.
like in the evening.
Yeah.
Like I'm not sweating all the time, all day actually today.
Yeah.
It's cooled off quite a bit, which I'm happy about. But it has been hot. Like how are you handling the heat?
I'm okay.
You okay?
I personally can handle a lot of hot weather. You know, I live a good majority of my life in Atlanta, in the South.
Okay.
And then we lived in California, so hot
Okay.
weather, I mean,
Yeah.
she's
yeah.
a different story.
I am. I'm like a different breed. I'm a little bit more dramatic. I like.
Getting
need-
hives.
I know. I'm getting highs. It's itchy. I'm in a bad mood sometimes. I'm like, like no. Sometimes I just like to go into a Big C or a 7-Eleven to still get just to like pretend to look, but really I'm just in there for their AC.
Yeah. Coffee
So
shops.
yeah.
Tell us how you're supporting yourselves
Yeah.
here in Laos. Like how are you guys making it happen?
Yeah. No, great question. And a lot of people do ask us this. So I work remotely for a marketing agency in Los Angeles. So I used to work for this marketing agency part-time when I was living in LA. And I did have a full-time kind of hybrid job as well, corporate America job. Quit that and made my full-time or my part-time social media management, marketing management position just more full-time. And then at the same time, we did do Airbnb. We own a house in Atlanta, Georgia, where we did do short-term rentals. So we got income from that. Now it's a long-term rental, so we finally have a tenant. Makini also has another house. We have another house in PA that he rents out. But yeah, that's how we're able to support ourselves is through remote work and then also our investments back in the US.
It's kind of like, what's the term? Is it real estate arbitrage? Is that what it's called? Where you make income from a high income producing country or area, but then you go live somewhere where it's more
Yeah.
affordable. I mean, exactly what you guys are doing. I forget what that term is. I think it's fantastic that you enjoy living in Laos and you're able to do the things you want to do here.
Yeah.
I hear a lot about Bangkok, for instance. People, Bangkok comes up, right, for digital nomads and
Yeah.
people who want to exit the U.S. Like you can make $2,000 a month, $3,000, $4,000. By the time you make $5,000 a month, you can live luxuriously,
Very,
you can
high
go to,
rise.
you know what I mean, like rooftop bars,
Yeah.
cocktail bars every day.
Going,
you know what I mean?
going out.
$1,000 rent or $500, infinity pool, secured building.
You don't even need that much, honestly. Like
Yeah.
our budget was actually to spend $20,000
Yep.
a year. Only $20,000 a
That's
year.
it.
Our rent in LA was $24,000 a year for rent
Yeah.
alone.
It's
So with
actually rent and mortgage
flights,
in the US
with
is
transportation, food, entertainment, we plan to spend less money living in Asia than just rent alone in LA.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah, more and more people are doing it. The whole, like what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
U.S. has just gotten to be so expensive
It is very expensive.
that people are living creatively
Yep.
these days.
Yeah.
And then it's not at the compromise of something either, right? Like you're living a full life, sometimes
Yeah.
a fuller life.
Yeah,
you know.
it's a way fuller life.
don't be scared to explore. Don't be scared
Yeah.
to come back to Laos. I know a lot of people will leave home sometimes or
Yeah.
go away and they migrate and they're a little shaky about coming back to where
Yeah.
they came from. You don't have to worry about any of that. People are so nice here, just
Yep.
in anywhere in Southeast Asia. But the other thing I wanted to just say is, I know he mentioned 2,000, 2,500. You honestly can just make $1,500. You can get a minimum wage job in the U.S., $725, doing the call center, which is online or remote. So you
Yeah.
can do it anywhere in the world.
This is true.
And move to Laos, and you be good. You be a lot more successful. Like in Laos, I think we spend $800-900 a month
That's it. Yeah.
total.
Yeah.
Most
For
people.
both of us.
So imagine if you're making that per week.
Yeah.
So that means the other 3 weeks you're saving it. So
You could save a lot.
yeah, you could save a lot, and then you come back to US in a year, and now you have money for
Yeah.
a down payment. You have money for a car. Like,
Yeah. Only to maybe realize that you want to move back
Stay
to Laos.
in Laos. Stay in Laos. So
Yeah.
we told people
Maybe.
two.
I mean, to each their own. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, you never know, right? But
Yeah.
We told people 2 years, and now we're like, you know what? If we move back to the US, it'll be expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
you
love
keep-
the
yeah.
U.S. Don't get me wrong, but there's so many other amazing places.
Yeah.
You know.
I
go to.
I that resonates with me. I love the U.S. I love America. You
Yeah.
know, and I see it as a both and. You can
Yeah.
love the U.S. and you can also love other places.
Absolutely.
You know, and I
Yeah.
think I'll put this out. I'll say this: like as Americans, I think we have a lot of privilege and advantage, right? Like with the U.S. passport, we can do many
Absolutely.
things that being here, like it makes me feel humble to know that we live in, we have citizenship in a country where we can do things like this,
Yes.
right?
We
Like a
can
lot
go
of folks
to
here.
172 countries.
Yeah, a lot of folks that want to go to the U.S. that
Yeah.
are Lao folks, or want to do things that you and I or you two
Yeah.
and Amanda are doing. You can't, man. It's not like you can just get up as a Lao person in the
Yeah.
living in Laos. Like I'm gonna move to California, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
And you apply, you get denied. Her friends, they own businesses, they got money, they've traveled, and they got denied 2-3 times.
Yeah, and it's not cheap to apply
Oh, no.
for those interviews
And
either.
it's so
like
long.
this video has been really informative, and I appreciate you two taking the time to eat bugs with us. Not just kidding. and hang out. But is there anything else that you'd like to share with folks before we close out the video?
Yeah, I know we talked about Laos being such a slow slow country. I think that might deter people from coming to experience Laos, but there's so much to do here. And the good thing is that because it's central, it's so easy to just take a flight to head to
Yes.
Bangkok,
Yeah.
Malaysia, Singapore. We went to
yeah.
Japan
Yeah.
from Bangkok. It costs $241. So if you get tired of the country life in Laos or the slow life,
Exactly.
even in the city, you can just take a 1-week trip, 2-week
Yeah.
trip to another country that is more lively, and then come back, relax a little bit, and do it, which we're doing. We leave
Yeah.
every 2 to 3 months. We go visit another place for maybe a month or two for 2 months, and then come back.
I will say that that is a huge selling point for living in Laos.
Yeah.
It's a landlocked country that sits in the middle of 5 countries. And yeah, you could skirt out, dip out to Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, anywhere you want to go. All these wonderful countries all around this area. You know, we went to Singapore 2 weeks ago, and it was a 3-hour plane ride, I think it was.
Yeah, super quick.
Relatively affordable. To get to Bangkok, it's a little over $100 or something. It's only 55 minutes on the airplane. And that's what a lot of locals do, in fact, is they do just that. You know, they travel a lot, many of them do. So
Yeah.
I think that's a great point. Yeah, don't be scared. Come to Laos.
Yes.
Don't let you know, the slow life scare you. Embrace it, because there's a lot of power and goodness in slowing down. You know, the whole
Yes.
world's like trying to get to the finish line. The finish line's death.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you
That's the
die.
finish line. Yeah. I have a quiz for you two before we officially close out.
Okay.
What does the PDR and Lao PDR stand for?
Oh, please.
Please
Don't
don't
rush.
rush.
Don't rush.
Don't rush.
Please don't rush.
Please don't rush.
All right, you two. Well, thank you so much for again for being on this episode, and we'll see you guys around town. Maybe get lunch, and maybe even make another video.
Yes.
Let us know if you want us to make a video on a certain topic.
Yeah.
We have a lot of experiences that we can share regarding travel to Laos and other countries as well. So there's a lot of things that we can share. I think you both and I can agree that in making videos, we try to provide value. Without value, you're just, what are you doing really? You know?
Absolutely.
So yeah. It's awesome being here. We bumped into so many people. So yeah. So all right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching this video, and take care. We'll see you again real soon. I'll post a link to their YouTube channel in the
Yes.
description. Check them out. they're about to hit 1,000. Probably hit 1,000 already. You
Probably
know?
tonight, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, congrats on that, by the way.
Thank
yeah.
you so much.
Yeah. All right, take care, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Deuces.